So my name is Nishant Singh. My student ID is 3119287. Today I would like to explain a story of Susan Kim, an intern at a cybersecurity company named Zantech. She begins the internship offsite due to delayed visas and is instructed by her Seoul boss to pose as a university student, not an intern. While she gleans confidential data from her competitors, a student by technicality, Susan feels uncomfortable concealing her Zantech connections. The order puts a moral dilemma before her: obey it and act in violation of her conscience, or disobedience and risk her professional future. She seeks the counsel of her father, her boyfriend, and former co workers, and each gives her conflicting recommendations, but none of them a way out. Finally, she needs to determine how to act in order to balance honesty, cultural sensitivity, and career aspirations. So, by observing the case, I come out of two expert solutions which were in front of Susan. First and the foremost was Josh person. Thinks that Susan ought to confront the situation head on by compelling email to her manager and the director of internship program. He explains that honesty, speaking up demonstrate integrity and courage, even if it means taking a professional risk. The second specialist, Ruan, recommends a more tactical approach. Ruan, rather than approaching, like he said, rather than approaching her manager, Susan can seek out of ethical workarounds. For instance, negotiation with clients, analysts, and internal colleagues to obtain the same information without lying. Ruan thinks that working in ethical gray areas involve diplomacy and creativity, particularly for a junior. Both commentators share the imperative to protect values, but suggest rather different methods of doing so. So ultimately, I believe the best answer is Ruan's. It is a compromise between ethics and professionalism and enables Susan to safeguard her values without unnecessarily conflict. As she is new in the company and working with new individuals of a different culture, a conflict will harm her reputation and future opportunities. So, by suggesting alternative open research methods, Susan can carry on her work, show initiative without sacrificing her integrity. This move also illustrates one of the most significant business lessons: ethical decision making. It is not always saying no, it's sometimes saying a better yes. So, last but not the least, Susan's story teaches us that even internship shape ethical culture, and that operating in gray zones is something every leader needs to learn. So that's all about my presentation. Um, and so I explained all about how a young professional can ethically and strategically navigate a workplace dilemma involving cultural differences, power dynamics, and questionable business practices, same as Susan. So while preserving professional integrity and professional opportunity, she followed like the Ruan's method. So this is all for now.